lover. My face is dry as a fucking bone because I wanted to show you guys my skincare and the makeup today because I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. So I've already went in and washed my face with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost face wash. I totally stole it from my dad. I'm visiting my family for the holidays and his little skincare section is a little poppin', baby. So I went in with that. I've also been liking the Full Vic. I don't know if I'm saying this right. I've also been liking this brightening cleanser from the Inky List. I am obsessed with the Inky List, okay? I have a lot of their products and they're super affordable, and I love that they come in a small size because I travel a lot, and then that way I can bring my like full size beauty products with me without a problem. They're reasonably priced, they're cute little sizes, and I'm kind of obsessed. So yeah, I went in with the Hydro Boost face wash, and then I used this benzoyl peroxide cream. I'll put the link down below in the description bar. I have been using that cream since like high school. It's the only thing that'll manage my breakouts. I have acne prone skin, but I've really been working on it lately, so she's giving or whatever. Washed my face, went in with the Inky List fat toner, and then I used my benzoyl peroxide cream, and now I can't move my face. So I'm gonna go in with some moisture. This is the Inky List Hyaluronic Acid Serum. It's really good for helping me like moisturize, and I like to put it on my eyes. It's like a moisturizer, I guess. Can y'all tell that I'm nervous? Like with hair videos, it comes really, really natural to me. I'm just like chatty, but makeup content is scary. I'm gonna follow that serum up with this Omega Water Cream lightweight moisturizer. I have oily skin, but I still like to add a little bit of moisture to it because I heard that if you have oily skin, it actually means that your skin is dry, and then overproducing oil to like combat that. I don't know how true it is, but I just like to still apply a moisturizer. That was so rude. Okay, let me get this moisturizer off my hands first. Okay, so we're starting to get that like glow that I really like. So the last prep step is this, baby, I don't know, polyglutamic acid dewy sunscreen. Baby, that's a little long, but the Inky List sent me this product and I've actually been kind of obsessed with it. I always wear a sunscreen because I wear a lot of actives at night, so I like to keep my skin nice and protected during the day, and this one looks really, really great under makeup. It's SPF 30. When I'm on vacation or if I'm like somewhere hot, I typically go for the Black Girl sunscreen. The kids one is like $11. It's SPF 50. It's great for sensitive skin. I'm obsessed. I'm like on my like 5th bottle. So I apply the sunscreen everywhere, on my face, on my neck. And then after I have it applied, I kind of just like press it in. Okay, so for my lips, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of shea butter. This is all I really put on my lips. I have like a big thing of shea butter, and I have this little travel pot, and I just keep refilling it. But if you know me, you know I smother my lips in shea butter all day. I need them to be soft and supple, okay?
Hello fellas, here I am. Put your American sausage in my English McMuffin.
No.
And then for a little bit more moisture on my lips, because I wear a lot of matte lips and matte lipsticks, I like to keep my lips kind of soft and prep them before I apply the product. This is the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil in berry, I think. I'm pretty sure I got berry. It doesn't say on here, but I'm pretty sure this is the berry one. I got it at Target in the little Ulta section. I like it. It smells so good, but it tastes how it smells, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm actually more interested in how lip products taste than how they smell. I don't really need a fragrance in my lip products, but child, go off. It's really moisturizing. It's kind of shiny. Love her. She's cute. She is the moment. You know what I mean? No, let me be for real. Okay, so now that we have the skin nice and prepped, we can get into the makeup. the star of the show. This is my like everyday makeup routine. I don't wear makeup every day, but if I'm gonna wear makeup and I'm not trying to be like beat to the gods, this is how I wear my makeup. I've been obsessed with this e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. I have it in the shade 5. I think it's like medium tan or whatever. I love this stuff. I've been using it instead of foundation for the last like 3 months, maybe longer than that, honestly. I'm on my 2nd bottle, but I love this stuff. I'm just gonna kind of apply it to my face. It's a really big like doe applicator. I apply it everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Essentially, this is my foundation. All it does is kind of add a little bit of glow to my skin and even out my skin tone. And then everything else on top of it just kind of like is the zhuzh. If you guys want to see my more like full glam makeup, then let me know that as well, because that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. It's really light coverage, so I don't have to bring it all the way down my neck. I just bring it like, you know, down a little bit so it's not like a line. But that's it. I just came to dance and that's it.
See you later, girl. Crazy. Call me tomorrow. How you doing?
I applied that product with the Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques, and now I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. concealer in Deep Caramel and Tan Sand. I'm gonna use Deep Caramel like all over the face, and then I'm gonna use Tan Sand under the eyes for a little more brightness. And this is where most of the coverage for this look actually comes from, is the concealer. I just used the Halo Glow to kind of be the glue. It just kind of blends everything together. I don't want to have like concealer and then raw skin. That just kind of like is a buffer. And I don't really use a lot of concealer either. This makeup look is really like a no makeup, because she gives beat, just not like full beat, just kind of beat. I use the brush to blend out the concealer all over my face, on my forehead, all of that stuff. And then I use a dry sponge to blend out the concealer under my eyes. I feel like I get the best coverage this way, the best blend. And I kind of blend out the edges first and let it sit right under my eyes for a little minute. I like it to kind of get tacky. I get a little bit better coverage. For the most part, all of these products come from the drugstore, so it's a really inexpensive makeup routine, which I love. And if I'm traveling or just like in a rush, I can go and get the products from Target. I got most of this makeup from Target, to be honest. Ain't no shame in my Target game. So while I'm letting that concealer sit under the eyes, I'm going in with the cream blush. This is Stockholm by Merit Beauty. It's like a really pretty pinky color. I'm going for a pinky girly vibe today. Sometimes I go more peachy and I will use the Rare Beauty. It's a really pretty like orange. I think it's called Love or something like that. I have another one. It's like peachy. It's from Rare Beauty. This is the more pinky one because I'm going for more of a pinky, girly, girl in the town vibe today. So I'm just gonna apply this right on the skin. If I had like a foundation on, I would apply it with a brush, but it's not very much coverage anyway, so pop it on, girl. It ain't gonna hurt. I apply it kind of high on the cheek, and then I just kind of blend it up into where we have the concealer. If I'm not talking, I can do this whole makeup routine in like 20 minutes. It doesn't take me a long time at all. It doesn't take me long at all. Before I finish blending out that under eye concealer as well, I'm gonna get my powder ready. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder in Light. I like it because it has a slightly peachy pink tone to me. It's not quite a pink powder, but I really like the tone of this powder for my complexion. Yeah, really like her. So I have her ready. I'm actually gonna shake a little bit out into the top. I like to set my concealer as soon as I blend it out. I don't want no creases, I don't want no funny business. So I always like to like open up my powder and have it ready before I actually blend out the concealer. And I believe this is an e.l.f. sponge. It's either e.l.f. or Real Techniques. I know it's a drugstore sponge. I've never bought a beauty blender a day in my life. I am not spending $20 on a sponge. I just cannot fathom. Truly, I cannot fathom it. I'm using the setting brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just gonna tap into that powder lightly and then set that immediately. right away, immediately. And I also kind of set my eyelid as well. I popped a little bit of concealer just to kind of give a little coverage, a little zhuzh. I rarely wear eyeshadow, but I just like for my eyes to look, you know, finished and polished like the rest of my face. And honestly, this is the makeup that I wear for most of my tutorials because, baby, I be doing my hair to go nowhere. I don't go outside. Worst case scenario, I'm going to Target to buy these products again. I don't go nowhere for real. I'm not really like a go out person. I'm kind of a homebody, but I be glam in the house, so sue me. So yeah, I typically will do this makeup because I want to look polished for my tutorials, but I'm also not trying to like overdo it because I'm literally about to just watch TV and wash it off. So there's that, you know what I mean? So I'm using this powder and I'm setting right under my eyes, and I'm also bringing it around the corners of my nose. That's where my makeup breaks up the fastest because I smile a lot, got big cheeks, and I get smile lines like that. Okay, I literally like get smile lines all the time. So I like to put a lot of powder like under my eyes and around my mouth, and a little bit in the middle of my forehead because, like I said, your girl has oily skin, baby. But supposedly it makes you age better, so I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just letting y'all know what I gotta go through. You know what I mean? I'm being vulnerable right now. Alright, so we have that done. I'm gonna just take whatever is left on that brush and apply it down the nose, like so, like that. And now it's coming together. We have a little bit of color on the cheeks. The skin looks like skin, but perfect skin. And not perfect, but just polished. This is not to be perfect. If I want to be perfect, I would go full freaking glam. But I just want to look polished. I'm gonna look like me, but better, you know? To set the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with a foundation powder. This adds a little bit of coverage and some color and just kind of ties everything together. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 330 Toffee. Crack. This is crack. I have hit pan on this so many times. I keep rebuying this product. I love this powder and I have loved it for a very long time. And I'm kind of just using it to set everywhere that we didn't apply the loose powder. Very light, very, very lightly. And then I'm gonna go in with this same powder, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, but this is in the color 360 Mocha, and this is what I use as a bronzer. Again, I'm adding coverage in steps very slowly because I'm not using a lot of these products at all. I apply my bronzer, and most people apply blush. I kind of put it really high on the cheek because I like to lift my face. I already have naturally high cheekbones, and if I put my bronzer too low, I start to look like somebody else and I don't like it. So I'm just kind of trying to accentuate the features that I already have. I don't want to look like anybody else. I just want to like look like me, but really pretty, you know? Like, you think you're really pretty.
You're like really pretty. Thank you. So you agree? What? You think you're really pretty?
So I apply a lot of my bronzer up here. I gotta make this face when I put bronzer on. It looks classy. But I apply it up here and I kind of like swoop it around to apply it like under my cheeks to kind of lift that as well. And because it's a foundation powder, it's adding a little coverage but not too much. And I love a nice toasty forehead. So I'm about to get her bronzed to smithereens. And then whatever is left on the brush, I just take it under my chin so we can look skinty. Is she giving skinny? Skinny the house down boots. This is a Morphe brush. It doesn't have a number on it, but it's a fluffy brush and it's kind of flat. This is what I use for my blush. And this is the e.l.f. blush palette in light. I only use 2 colors out of this because I refuse to use a blush with shimmer. I've been working on my skin, but baby, that just sounds like texture town and I am not trying to go there. So, damn, she glitched, baby, and I can't use my thumbnail. Okay, there it goes. It's like a peachy color. Clearly I'm obsessed with it because it's gone. And there's like a pinkier color. I'm gonna go in with the pinkier color first, and I apply my bronzer where people apply their blush, and I apply my blush, people apply their highlight. So I like put it really, really high up on the cheek. And do I go overboard? Absolutely. This look for me is mostly about the blush. I kind of want it to look like all I'm wearing is blush. So I take it really close under the eye. I'm gonna show you how we finesse that later, but I'm taking it high on the cheekbone, all the way around kind of to the temples, and close under the eye. We're gonna look like a pretty princess, and I love it. And I almost forgot to contour my nose. Using that same powder I used as a bronzer, I apply it in the crease of my eye. I don't really wear eyeshadow, so this is about as far as it's gonna go, sweetie. So yeah, I'm applying that in the crease of my eye with a fluffy blending brush. This one is from Morphe as well, no number on it, so hey. And then I'm blending with no extra product. I'm just kind of blending it into right here where my nose contour is gonna start, right at the beginning of the eyebrow. All right, now that we have that done, I'm gonna take a flat little fluffy brush like this, tap into the product, and I'm going to bring that same color down the nose. I don't use a really dark contour, so I can use the same one for my nose and my face. But if you use a darker contour on your face, try to go like a little lighter on the nose. You want it to look like a shadow, not a stripe. Only person who can get away with that is SZA. I love her to death, but baby, that nose contour is serious. As far as we're gonna go, we're gonna pinch it with a little bit more powder, so don't worry about that. We just have that little shadow there. All right, she's coming together. I'm gonna take another dry sponge and I'm gonna go back into that light powder, tap it in there, and then I tap it on my hand to get like a more even coat. You don't want it all blotchy. And I'm just gonna take this down the sides of my nose first to pinch in that contour and add a little highlight, right? And I applied the powder right on the side of my nose. And now I'm gonna go in with this Maybelline Superstay 24-hour hybrid powder foundation, and color is a number that I cannot read because it's rubbed off, but it's like a warm toned color, like the same color as my concealer. I'm pouncing the sponge in this. It still had a little bit of the loose powder on there, and I just added a little bit of this powder. I'm gonna kind of start where I placed it on the side of the nose and apply this powder right under the eye. It adds a little bit more coverage and kind of warms it up under my eye a little bit while still keeping it bright. And I'm pressing this into my smile lines and under my eyes. And it's also gonna blend in where we place that blush a little bit better, because we did go a little ham with the blush, and it always looks a lot better once I apply this. It kind of diffuses everything out. I'm also gonna stamp it on my forehead to apply a little bit more coverage and kind of help to blend in that bronzer a little bit. I'm going back in with my bronzer, the brush I used for my bronzer, with no additional product, and kind of blending that in. And then I'm gonna take the same brush I used to apply my setting powder and just wipe that off immediately. I don't let it really bake. I just apply a little bit too much product and then wipe it off. I don't really let it sit for long. All right, I need to do these eyebrows stat. I'm using my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I'm using a lot of e.l.f. products. I love e.l.f. I love Maybelline. I love Revlon. I love a drugstore, a good drugstore hottie, okay? The drugstore products have been coming through this year. I'm just filling in my brows and nothing too crazy. Once I fill them in, I use the brush on the other side to kind of just comb the product through. And then lately, I've been loving the way it looks to go back in with the deep caramel concealer. Not the one I used under my eyes, but the one I used on my face. I'm gonna apply this right under the brow bone for like a matte highlight. And I'm not doing all up in here. I like to have that shadow stay there, but applying a little bit of a matte highlight with the concealer right under the brow just really, like, it does something. Boom, boom, big difference. It just does something. It just makes it look really, really polished, and I just like to kind of carry the same tones all the way across my face. It's the reason why I use products for multiple things. I like to like have my face match. I don't want like yellow, pink, all the different undertones everywhere. I'm wiping that brush off and then kind of going on top of the brow and cleaning it up just a little bit. I do not like the floating brow, so I hate to highlight on top. If I do, I kind of go in with my bronzer again and kind of blend everything back together. Looks great. I'm going back in with that fluffy blending brush that we used to apply the bronzer on the lid. With not with any extra product, I'm just kind of re-blending it, the edges out, to soften up where we applied that concealer. Blend, 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 and then blend again, okay? So this is pretty much the makeup. But it's a couple finishing touches that I feel like take it to the next level. So I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Foundation Powder in Light 280N. I use a different brush for this. This is also the setting brush. These are supposed to be the same brush, but I got this one recently and this one is old, so it's a little bit flatter, not as fluffy. I'm taking this, dabbing into that powder, and I'm applying this right here just to add a little bit of brightness right under the eye, like boom, right there. That's it. Like, who didn't get sleep last night? I'm well rested. Your mama. I'm just kidding, not your mama. I'll make your mama jokes. I'm fighting words. And then I'm gonna go back in with that other setting brush, and I'm just gonna kind of blend that out just a teensers, because I don't want it to like we just pack powder in one place. I'm just kind of blending her out just a little bit. And then I have this Mary Luminizer from the Balm Cosmetics. I've had this for forever. I got it as like a Sephora sample, I think, but it's a really pretty like champagne shade. And I'm using this really small little detail brush from e.l.f., the eye crease brush. Well, who is using this in a crease? You gotta really be putting a look together, baby. This is really small. I'm tapping this into this color, and I'm just using this as my nose highlight. I don't really put highlighter on my face, but I love a good Rudolph nose. Like a good shiny nose. Sign me up, sugar. Sign me up. I go in a straight line down the tip, and then I kind of like highlight the whole tip at the right there. You see what I'm doing, girl. And then I pat it in with my finger so it doesn't look too crazy. And then I'm gonna take the e.l.f. primer infused blush in Always Cheeky. It's a really light peachy color, and I'm taking that second brush that we use for the e.l.f. camo foundations as a highlight, and I'm gonna use this to kind of blend in where we go from under eye powder to blush. It's a really light blush color, so it's more of like a highlight for me. I just use it as a little mediator to kind of do something, do the things. Whatever product is left on this brush, I kind of use it to clean up under my cheeks, because sometimes I go a little too crazy. I apply it with that little sponge and then wipe it off with the brush. I'm using this, I think it's like an e.l.f. brown eyeliner. It's in coffee, and I just use this to put my moles back. I feel naked without them. I'm also going to take that small detailed brush and that champagne shade and apply a little bit right here in the inner corner, and I kind of blend it up into like the tear duct. And all of these things, I'm applying a little tiny bit of product, and you would think that you wouldn't be able to notice, but when I don't do it, I can definitely tell the difference in my makeup. So do with that what you will. I'm gonna go in with the Kaha. It's like a mascara trio. You get a lengthening mascara, a volumizing mascara, and a clear mascara. I'm gonna go in with the volumizing one and just apply that to my lashes. First, let me give them a little curl. I've been wearing the cluster lash extensions a lot lately, but right now I don't have any on, and I'm not mad at it. I'm really not a lash, I didn't used to be a lash girl. I've been coming around, but I love a good no lash look with some clumpy mascara. It just gives like, y'all know I love the 90s. It gives like a 90s cutie. And that's all I wanna be. That's it. Make sure you get the ends of your lashes. I get the base really good, but sometimes I miss the ends because I kind of wiggle and then skip them. I put the volumizing one up top, and then I'm gonna go in with the lengthening mascara and apply this to the bottom. I just like the wand a little bit better for my bottom lashes. If I use that volumizing wand at the bottom, girl, it's gonna turn into a smoky eye. And that's not the look that we're going for. If you're in a rush, you can skip this step, but I apply a lot of powder under my eyes, so sometimes my bottom lashes get kind of powdery, and I just want to kind of put them back, bring them back. And then I go in with like another coat. I didn't even realize that I did this, but not doing it was about to feel really weird. But I guess I just go in with like a second coat with the lengthening mascara. I'm learning new things about myself today because I never even realized I did that, but not doing it was about to send me. Okay, so here's what it's giving. I feel really pretty. You can leave it like this with just a gloss, but I'm about to do a little lippy, so I gotta wipe off this gloss. I like to use a little bit of translucent powder, whatever's left over on the brush, to kind of blend in my lips with my foundation. I feel like my lip liner lasts a little bit better that way. I have two go-to lip combos. One of them is the Merit Beauty glosses. I use the brown one, I believe, in Falcon, and then I use Pink Beat in the middle for like all glossy lip combo. But that's a little peachy and we're going pink today. So I'm using the NYX lip liner in Toast. And I only overline in the center, and then I follow my natural lip line on the sides. I have a kind of pronounced Cupid's bow, so I kind of round it out in the middle, and then I follow my natural lip line down the sides. It just kind of lifts the lip a little bit. Love it. And then for gloss, I am so obsessed. Bitch, listen, okay? I'm obsessed with the Lifter glosses from Maybelline. These are freaking amazing. I love so many different colors. This one is in Gummy Bear. I also love Reef and I love Ice. Ice with no makeup and just ice on the lips, girl. It's like a frosty pink color, obsessed. But today we're going for like a Barbie pink. So this is Gummy Bear. I'm gonna apply this in the center of the lips. It's not super opaque, but it has just enough color to give you a little something, you know? Okay, this is the finished makeup look. I'm actually about to go ahead and film a tutorial right now and get dressed. I'm gonna go have drinks with my mom. The girls, my mom and my mom's friend Dee Dee, she is a riot. I might even vlog a little bit later because they are fun. They are very fun. So yeah, I'm about to film a hair tutorial, get dressed. I'll pop back in to show you guys the finished look. And yeah. All right, I'm dressed. The beat has kind of set in. It doesn't look so powdery. You see we got a little bit of glow going on. I love it. I just packed that little sponge that I used to apply my powder in my purse. About to go and have some drinks with my mom. I low-key look like her with this hair. Her hair is short and curly. And not that I needed any help. I already look like her, but yeah, it's giving Kiana. I hope that you guys really enjoyed today's video. It was something different, something new. Again, if you want to see my full glam beats, like my beat, let me know and I got you. I really enjoyed filming this tutorial today, my little makeup tutorial. I'm a makeup girly now. I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. I hope that I gave you a couple of tips and tricks, couple of product recommendations, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, babes. Mwah.